Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So today I decided to do the classic tag. Now, you guys know I am all in the classics this year. The most classics I've ever read in my life this year. I think I've read 14 so far. I think I read 14. I don't know the total count, but it's up there. Now, I own 37 classics and I've read 32 of them. So I still have 5 on my shelf that I haven't. Definitely going to be reading 3 and the other 2, not sure. Not sure. One is I still have another Dickens on my shelf that I haven't read yet. But, you know, I'm here for it. So, the classic tag, I'm not sure who started the tag, but I'll probably leave it somewhere in the description. But an overhyped classic you really didn't like. I wouldn't say I didn't like, but that ending made me boil, and that was A Tale of Two Cities. I am not a fan of how twisted that whole situation was. And in my mind, I'm like, who in their right mind would ever do a thing like that? And, you know, I held my neck a couple of times when I was reading that part because it was just so much. But if you read it, you know what I'm talking about. I was pissed at the end. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to leave that. I'm not over it. I'm still not over it. Favorite time period to read about. Right now, it is the Victorian era. It's just fascinating to me. The customs and things that they did was so funny and entertaining for me right now. It's some books are really not comedy, but just how things were done and said can be hilarious, and I've laughed a few times. But it's also interesting to see how people were back then. And so it's my favorite. You know, I'm growing to really love the Harlem Renaissance, but it's a little bit more emotional for me, the Harlem Renaissance era. But Victorian is more entertaining to me. Favorite fairy tale. It's just gonna be the Disney, and I'm gonna love the Disney, but I do need to read the original. I would love to read the oldest version of Beauty and the Beast, as well as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Those two are my favorite. I can't really pick between those two, but I would love to read some of the earlier tales of those, because I know they weren't fluffy and kind. They were very brutal, but I'm interested in reading those. The most embarrassed classic you haven't read yet. I'm never going to be embarrassed because I'm just digging in deep in the classics. So there's a lot that I haven't read. But the one that I think people probably will think I would have read, it is probably The Great Gatsby. I haven't even saw the movie, guys. That's how much that it hasn't really... I don't know, for some reason it's just not... It don't grab me yet, the interest to read it. I will probably eventually, but it's just it's not doing it for me compared to the other ones that I'm really like, excited about. Top 5 classic you would like to read soon, and that's probably all the ones on my TBR. So I'm just gonna pop a couple of them on the screen. More Charles Dickens. Yeah, me and him have an understanding now, so we good right now. So yeah. Favorite movie version / TV series based on a classic. I loved the BBC, I think it was BBC or PBS version of Elizabeth Gaskell, North and South. It was so good. I love that version. I think it really shows the difference between the Southern life and the industrial life back in that time period. So I really liked that movie adaptation. Gotta love Pride and Prejudice. There's quite a few. Keira Knightley movie version, I did enjoy that. And there's one older version, I think, I don't remember the actor name, that I really liked as well, from one of those BBC's version. I've seen quite a few. I'm a really fanatic when it comes to Jane Austen. So I've seen probably 5 or 6 other adaptation of this, including like a black and white version, which it looked more like a play than it actually was a movie. But yeah, but I love this. And of course, Jane Eyre. I did not like the last movie of Jane Eyre. It was awful. That movie was awful. I was so excited I actually went to the movie theater to see it. It was awful. But there's a particular old one. I'm going to have to research because I really want you guys to see that version of this that was done. Another one of those BBC ones that I really love, especially the beginning of when the school setting. There was like a child that played the heck out of that role, and the main actress. I love that. So I'm gonna look up that one and put it on here what year that one came out. But that one was really good. All right. Worst classic movie adaptation. Only because after I read the damn book, I realized, oh yeah, they wrong for that movie. And that is Wives and Daughter by Elizabeth Gaskell. Like, now that I've read this, I'm so disappointed in the miniseries I saw of this. I saw the miniseries before I read this, so I thought it was cute because it was so romantic. And then when I read this, I'm realizing, the hell was that? what did I watch? Because this is so much better, because it's really not that wrapped up in romance. It's so much more. And I love the father's personality in the book compared to how he was portrayed in the series. It was just like, no, I need this father to be portrayed correctly. So that one was, now I'm like, Favorite edition you like to collect more of? I am a you can't tell, Penguin classic. I started out with this because the writing is easy. I think they do a great job with these, the writing in these. It's easier to get, especially the last book I've read, which was the Oliver Twist. Oh, that edition was so good. And then it looks sleek and nice because it's just black and just have that white stripe with a penguin. I think it just looks really good on the bookshelf, and I want to keep it uniform because now I have so many classic, and I would say majority of my classics are this, so it just looks so nice. Especially like my Jane Austen, I have the entire collection of all her novel and her short story collection. It just looks so nice when they're all like uniform, so I will keep that. And an underhyped classic you recommend to everyone. I feel like I skipped one. Yeah, I did skip one. An underhyped classic you recommend to everyone. You know what? We're gonna go and say, read the Harlem Renaissance series, all the books in them. That's my mission. I've read quite a few this year, but I think it's so important to read those, and so I would highly recommend people. Yes, we love our Victorian, we love our, all the Russian and the British and all that, but I think that Harlem Renaissance really pack a punch in the storylines and so relevant to now that I think, people can really get something from them. So I would highly recommend the Harlem Renaissance classics. So I think I skipped over favorite modern book or series based on the classic, and this one is Unforgivable Love, and this is by Safrina Scott, and this is an adaptation of Dangerous Liaison. So this one, guys, I read this because Dee Dee had this for a, I think last year readathon for February. I never actually got to read the original, so this still needs to be read because I think now I'm so in the classes, it's like I want to read the original so I can appreciate this even more, because I absolutely love this one. Except for the end, I was really like, I was team she won. A lot of people didn't feel that way. So, but I enjoy this. This I haven't read yet, but I do need to read it. And there's quite a few, you know, movie that is based off of this. So this is a very popular one, but haven't read it yet, guys. Maybe one day, but yeah. So I'm gonna end this here, and if you haven't done the classic, if you're a classic lover, I think it's a cool tag. And the classics are good, guys. It doesn't get a lot, you know, enough love because it's just always seemed like it's only for academic setting, and people don't really appreciate it like I did back then. But now I'm old and I'm reading it for fun. I find it more entertaining, and you learn so much, and also it makes you think, you know, kind of situation. But yeah, we're gonna end this here, and thanks for watching.